He took the kids away. So one of my daughters, since this incident in January 2014, I've not seen her.
I think the first time I saw the children after 2013 was 2016. That's 3 years now.
Just took the kids away. I never saw those kids till after 2 years because he swore I was not going to see those kids until after his death. And truly, he died last year, October, when I went to Pokonda. That was when I saw my children after 2 years.
This is the story of a journey traveled only by women. It is the story of the pain of multiple losses suffered by Nigerian women. From completely different parts of the country, yet united by a common bond. United by the pain of being a divorcee and mother in the West African country. When I set out to do this project, I thought I would be telling my story. Little did I know that I would be telling the story of women like me. And not even my experiences prepared me for the stories of pain and trauma I heard. Hello everyone, my name is Hawa Abdullahi Gambo and this is The Silent Voices.
We get women wanting to get out of abusive marriages but lacking the capacity to seek custody of their children. As such, you find majority of them remain in the marriage just because they do not want to be separated from their children. The second category are women who have made up their minds that they will fight custody, and so they would go out of an abusive marriage, or they would even go out of a marriage that they are just not willing to continue. The third is more or less social. She sees herself in a community that people know that her husband is either irresponsible, an absentee father, or a man who really doesn't live up to his responsibilities. And she says, okay, nobody will really stigmatize me if I walk out of this marriage. The third category are women who really have no option. Their lives mean nothing to them. They have lost dignity, they have lost safety, and they need to walk away. Or they are pushed away. And when they are pushed away, it becomes more critical for them. Because on the one hand, society is blaming them for not keeping their marriage. On the second level, the husband manages to manipulate issues such that she is the one who is blamed for the breakdown of the marriage. And thirdly, she lacks wherewithal.
According to world population data, Nigeria is the 7th most populous nation in the world. It is a culturally patriarchal country where divorce is considered a taboo and unfit for public discourse. Divorced women are therefore subjected to blame and stigma, often ostracized by their own families.
Society refuses to be human or humane. They judge, they vilify, without even understanding my circumstances. Society refuses to educate men on their responsibilities. You see marriages being contracted and only the women are being told, obey your husband, your salvation is at the bottom of the foot of your husband. Nobody tells the man, this is your responsibility. So,
the women are, however, not the only victims. The children are also affected. And at such times, especially, the needs of the children are greatly overlooked, with the man taking ownership of them and putting in a wedge between them and their mothers. Ifeoma Okoli is a child psychologist specializing in the care and counseling of autistic children in Abuja, Nigeria.
I went out in pursuit of this 2014, so pretty much 5 years. Sometimes I go to court and I just feel that the men are just playing about this. Everybody is laughing, my lawyer is laughing, his lawyer is laughing, the judge is laughing. Oh yes, and then he would tell me that even if this case is going to last 20 years,
he's ready.
that he's ready. And that if I win in the High Court, he will appeal. And that I should be mindful that the High Court can take us 10 years. The appellate court can take us another 10 years. And that if I win in the appellate court, he's going to the Supreme Court. See, there is this confidence in a judiciary system that is not working. court, I filed a suit in 2014, and the first time I got in the witness box was November 2018. Justice delayed is justice denied.
Halima Umar is a caterer and confectioner.
It was a case of domestic violence, so I sought for divorce. It wasn't easy because he refused granting me until, push. Finally he did. So he just took the kids away. I guess he did that to get at me. Maybe I'll come back, or he just did that, I'm sure, just to get at me. But I stood my ground that I wasn't going back to the marriage again. He said he wants reconciliation, and I was like, no, the marriage is over. Let's just talk about the kids' custody. So he was like, okay, the children have not been into their hometown for a long time, so he took them there just for holidays. That after holidays, he's going to bring them back. So after holidays, he never brought them back, and I never saw those kids till after 2 years.
Joy Edwards in faraway northeastern Nigeria is a civil servant.
In Nigeria, most especially in this part of the country, litigation is not free. I know, being that the law is the help of the helpless, I had to sue him to court, but honestly, nothing cogent nor tangible has been achieved through that.
Abigail Okosun, a Lagos State civil servant, has a similar but slightly different story.
I had a man that is lazy. After marriage, because of our religious belief, our custom, I have to stand up and see what I can do for the family, to stand up for my children. In doing all that, I still was not silent about it. I was still trying to see if I can see some method to talk to him that he has a responsibility as a man, and all that failed because of church system.
This is the Silent Voices. Munira Abdusalam is an Instagram influencer and Hausa YouTuber. She said it is not her parents' divorce that changed her life, but the result of it.
But my dad, I blamed him for everything. You know where I come from, the dad has all the power on the child. He is the one that has the final say. I could remember being sick and hospitalized, and my mom was in the same hospital where I was operated, and it kind of ruptured. My hand could literally go into my stomach, and I could see all my intestine and everything. But my mom was not allowed to come and see me. And she was also in the same hospital with me, and she was on her deathbed.
What does the law say?
Section 1 of the Child Rights Act makes it clear that the interest and welfare of the child is paramount. For children who are in their formative years, the law gives priority of custody to the mother.
Common law looks at the best interest of the child, regardless of the father or the mother. It just looks at the best interest of the child. Islam gives the child to the mother, and the obvious is that the mother has the best interest of the child. Nobody can love a child more than the child's mother. The father should provide for the child's needs while the child is in the mother's custody.
Some men apply for custody to suffer the woman. They not necessarily have any interest or any wherewithal in terms of, okay, so I know that I may be remarried, and the mother who I marry, or the woman who I marry, may not necessarily be able to, or it's not her monkey anyway, by the way, to look after another woman's children.
As more and more women are taking control of their lives and relationships, divorce rates continue to soar, with a recorded 14% increase in 2018. And therefore, more and more children are being forcibly separated from their mothers. Just how does this affect them? We met with a consultant psychiatrist who provided us with an informed medical perspective.
Because there are short-term effects and long-term effects, and it depends on several factors. Of course, separation from one parent is a major trauma to the child, especially young children. especially in the age from 0 to 5. And the short-term effects, if you like, they can be emotional problems, behavioral problems, and academic problems. It ranges from emotional upset and emotional dysregulation to actual clinical depression.
In Nigeria, the Women Rights Advancement Program known as RAPA is at the forefront of advocating against this.
The Islamic Family Law Project, which is supported by the MacArthur Foundation, has been going on for 13 years now. It's in the third phase as the theme, consensus tools and strategies, improving access and protection in Islamic family law. The previous phases, which were the phase 1, documentation and intervention strategies, was carried out over a period of 3 years, from 2006 to 2009. During that period, there were researches carried out and consultations and dialogue with community leaders and leaders of faith.
How and why these practices prevail regardless of the laws that exist is a serious problem that the Nigerian society must work towards solving.
So there's a lot that needs to happen. It's a human institution, it's an intricate thing. We're talking family, we're not talking friends. We're talking family life, we're talking human life. Long-term issues that need resolution with a lot of empathy, with a lot of commitment. And the most important thing is that it's traumatic. Divorce in itself is trauma, and then you add deprivation of children. It knows no bound.